Welcome back to Science. I'm your host, Boston PhD. Joining me as always is Dr. Moon.
Yep, he blinded me with science.
And Monkey DDS.
Hello.
And we're here to talk about Vambrace Cold Soul and where it lands in our giant list, the infallible, solid list of the best roguelikes of all time. You need no other list. We have the only one.
We're gonna after we're done with every roguelike ever, we're gonna give it over to I don't know, one of those websites that do it all. BuzzFeed, and they're going to just deliver a clickable through link for our lists, and then we'll be done and dusted.
We will etch it into a stone tablet and hand it over and say, "This is it. This is the list. We gotcha." We're here to talk about Vambrace Cold Soul, and as we do here before we get to the ranking itself, let's talk about our overall and final thoughts about the game here. So I'm going to start, as always, with you, Monkey Senior. What did you think about Vambrace Cold Soul?
All right. So I really like the art style in this game. It's like so throughout it. The chibi version of when you're walking around, that like it's so cute, and then like all the character portraits are really cool. So this game has roguelike elements, but I would not call it a roguelike, to be honest.
Agreed.
Yeah, it's the darkest dungeon question.
Yes. Right. Yep.
And I actually think it would be a lot better without those roguelike elements. Like if it was just a straight up RPG and like a JRPG, and they just gave you characters of, like each of the different races, and then like, I don't know, had some sort of dungeon, like you're actually exploring the town that you go up to the surface.
Let me tell you about a little game called Battle Chasers Night War. It's pretty much what that game is. It's really good too.
This thing needs some form of progression. Like I hate to say it, but it does.
Yeah.
Like, because everyone is throwaway in this except for Lyric. Yeah. And it's like, there is no progression. I don't feel anything when my party members get killed other than, great, now I have to restart this entire dungeon because you're all a bunch of idiots.
Well, and like even in Darkest Dungeon, each character was leveling up. You were investing in their skills, so you were encouraged to try and keep them alive and try and foster, at the very least, a number of teams. But in this one, it's just sort of like, well, I need this guy to do traps, and I need a healer, and I need someone else. So just all you got, whoever wants to come in the dungeon, come on in. And I'm not going to remember your names.
I've rolled with several now, and honestly, it literally, you just need to pick the people by what that stat is. Like, do you have someone who can do sleight? No? Get someone with high sleight. Do you have someone who's got good Overwatch? No? Get someone with good Overwatch.
Yep.
Like, it literally
don't worry
comes
about
down to
merchantry.
just that. Yeah.
In my experience, don't worry about merchantry or sleight, because I didn't really need to open boxes at all. So all I had was someone at the front with awareness, and then someone at the back with Overwatch, and then two high combat characters, and then just well, I'm good.
Easy peasy.
To go, yeah.
Yep.
Also, something the UI could have used some work.
No. Don't undersell this. UI could not have used some work.
UI
use a lot of work.
And to be clear for anyone listening, we are playing on console, so I'm sure on PC you can just click on the bag and opens the bag. Yeah, I'm sure that's fine.
I was actually looking at Steam reviews, and there's no tooltips. Like, you actually have to open the character sheet to look at the thing.
God.
Just like
okay,
consoles.
So I take that back.
all of the UI needs work.
Yeah, very much. I would like to see them do another one in this same vein, like Monkey's saying, but try and keep it like a traditional RPG with tooltips and a little bit of a better interface.
But I struggle to say that I like this game, because each time I played it, each game session that I've played this, I've had the thought, I'm bored. So
right,
yeah, like it wasn't throughout the whole thing, but at least once. So, yeah, as I said, if I would play it again, I don't think so, just because, like, I'm sure it would be easy to get all three endings, like, the other two endings.
Yeah.
But I have Animal Crossing to play, so...
Right. You and bloody AC.
Right. Moon, how about you?
Honestly, it's very similar views. Like, it's not a bad game by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah.
I did not know they were based in South Korea.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Which is kind of cool. And it's basically a team of like 4 or 5 people, I believe.
Yeah.
Like, it's a solid game. It genuinely is. But it's not grabbing in any particular way.
Yeah.
It very much feels like a very difficult JRPG rather than a roguelike, like Monkey said.
Yeah.
It needs little bits and pieces here and there. It needs some love. And I will keep playing this. I'm 5 achievements away from beating it, and as I mentioned on the last episode, I like podcast games.
Yeah.
I like
especially now.
Especially now, where I like a game where I can put in a pair of headphones and just play the game without having to worry about anything. It's not real time. It's not Resident Evil. I'm not going to get jumped and eaten because I can't hear something coming.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So headphone in, listen to a podcast, listen to a classic podcast, an audiobook, whatever, and just chill and go away. Like, that's kind of what this and what the last game are really, really good for. So I'll probably keep playing it. I guarantee you, once I've beaten it, I won't think about it again.
Yeah.
Like, it's not going to be What Remains of Edith Finch, where literally every single time someone mentions games that people might have missed, it's top of my list, and I still feel bad for not giving a Game of the Year that year.
Right.
Like, it's never going to have that effect. It's not bad. It's not great. It's okay. Give it a shot, kind of, and it's on Game Pass right now, so it's
PC and console,
quote unquote free if you have Game Pass. So give it a shot on there, maybe. But Boston, your turn.
Yeah, I have to say I liked it. I eventually got used to the UI weirdness. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's a bad UI at the end of the day, but I feel like with some more testing and a little bit more work, I think something a little bit better could have been put together, but I haven't spent enough brain cells to sort of come up with a better solution. I think it's a really solid JRPG. The story is fine. The art style, I think, is by far the best selling point. Mm-hmm. Especially when you're fighting a boss and like they do their big attack and like half of the screen is their big, super detailed character portrait. I think that stuff looks really great. Mm-hmm. I don't think they should have put any roguelike elements in here, and it's another one of those games where they say it's a roguelike and we put it in the list and we play it and we go,
is it?
Not really though.
Yeah,
maybe we should start a hall of semi-roguelikes. But I liked Vambrace by the end. I agree with you, Monkey, that there were some points where I'm sort of like, I sort of figured out the puzzle of the party here, and you're kind of just going screen by screen through the dungeon, and it's not super exciting, but boss battles were pretty good, and going to the town and getting all the story stuff after was pretty good, and the decisions seemed like it made a difference, and I thought Vambrace was a solid game, but just unfortunately not a solid roguelike, which is really the bummer. And the question of will I play it, I've already uninstalled it. So I gotta clear up that hard drive space for Final Fantasy VII Remake. Because that thing, big. So don't have a lot of hard drive space free right now. All right, well, let's get to our ranking here. Let's start from the bottom. Is Vambrace Cold Soul better than Sunless Sea?
Just don't even ask the question, just go.
Is it better than Don't Starve?
I had more fun than I did with Don't Starve.
I don't know. I want to say no. I actually want to say no to Sunless Sea, but that's fine.
Okay, Boston, let's go with Sunless Sea, because...
No, I feel like this is where it would stop for me, because I feel like Don't Starve is inherently a better roguelike. Mm-hmm. Because the randomness and the permadeath and...
The permadeath actually matters. Yeah,
permadeath actually matters. I feel like that makes it stronger. I feel like, for me, it's better than Sunless Sea because...
It doesn't move at an iceberg pace.
that is one part of it. Sunless Sea has such great lore and such interesting storytelling, but the game itself is often not super fun to play.
And speaking of UIs that need some work as well.
Yeah, Sunless Sea's UI on console is a PC game that they just smushed onto a console. Mm-hmm. And Vambrace isn't much better, but at least it uses the D-pad.
Yeah, so, that's true.
Yeah. I think for me, this is probably where it would stop, because I think everything else above this list is a better roguelike in pretty much every way.
I can get behind that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, yeah.
Yeah. It's a bummer, but, some stuff has got to be at the bottom. Doesn't mean it's a bad game, like we've been talking about. Just not a good roguelike.
Mm-hmm. And Sunless Sea was just glacial at a time that we didn't want glacial.
What was that? Our second?
It was literally
our second game we played.
After Hand of Fate.
Hand of Fate, and then number 1 to number 20. The highest highs and the lowest lows. All right, so Vambrace Cold Soul sits in our list at number 19. So thank you very much. As we talked about last episode, our next game is Below, which I'm hoping has more roguelike elements than Vambrace Cold Soul, but we'll figure out starting next week. Thank you to all my fellow doctors here for joining me for yet another game, and thank you very much, everyone, for listening, and we'll see you all next run. Bye.
An apple a day keeps the roguelikes away. I'm a doctor.